Hey, what's up, guys? It's Everett with the Daily Dude coming at you with a weekend recap. Not a lot went on this weekend, unfortunately. It was a little bit slow. Not a whole lot of interesting stuff happened. So, try to get through this as entertainingly as possible. For starters, we had the Billboard Music Awards. Didn't watch it. I was watching other things like, Game of Thrones. And honestly, those awards shows don't really interest me that much, so I don't really watch them. I kind of just go online, get the quick recap, and I'm out. But Taylor Swift took home the most awards with 8. Iggy Azalea won a couple, but fuck her, she sucks. And a couple of other people won awards. I didn't really look at the whole list, to be honest. Moving on to aforementioned Game of Thrones. So the internet's kind of been losing its fucking mind over the last scene from Sunday night's episode, and it's kind of surprising considering all the things that have happened in the 5 seasons that this show has been on, that this is the thing. And I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it's kind of ridiculous. Now, we have a show where terrible things are constantly happening to people, both main characters and not. And people are totally okay with it. And we get this scene where a bad thing happens to a main character by a person who is a sadistic asshole. And people are surprised. And people are just going crazy, losing their minds, getting mad, saying, "Oh, I'm never going to watch Game of Thrones again. Oh, this is it. This is a terrible show." Well, people said the same stupid shit about American Horror Story when they had that episode where the kid shot up the school. You've been watching the show long enough that you know this kind of stuff is in there. And if you haven't, then you're just nitpicking and going out of your way to find things to be offended by, and that just makes you a douchebag. Especially since, the act, the thing, the act in question, it's a terrible thing. It is. But it's also a TV show. And it's not like they went out of their way to really go into, deep, hardcore detail about this. The camera panned away as it was happening, and you just hear a little bit of noise, and that's it. You know it's happening because you're not an idiot, but they don't explicitly show it. So it's not like they did anything horrifying. And again, it's a TV show, and when you pile it up in comparison to all the other shit that's happened in Game of Thrones, really not that big a deal. Anyways, moving on from that. Over the weekend, we saw a little bit more of the NBA Finals and found out what teams are going into the Final Four. We've got the Hawks going against the Cavs and the Warriors going against the Rockets. The Rockets who beat out the Clippers after coming back from a 3-1 deficit. That's a big deal, especially since it has never happened in the NBA Finals before. Now, my team isn't in, Celtics, and even if they were, I don't really know a whole lot about basketball, so I can't really weigh in as much as I would like to. To be honest, I could maybe name 4 players that are actually in the NBA playing right now. But I'm hoping that the Cavs lose to the Hawks, mostly because I like to see LeBron fans throw a hissy fit, and, LeBron's good. There's no question about that. He's definitely the best player in the sport right now, possibly of all time, but I'm not going to get into that argument. But, I like rooting for the underdog sometimes, so, go Hawks. Yes, I don't know. It's not really a big thing for me. And then to wrap it all off a little bit more about the Patriots, their owner, Robert Kraft, has decided not to appeal the league's decision on their punishment towards the team over Deflategate. His reason being that it's important for teams to maintain a good relationship with the league. So, through all this nastiness, he's hoping to maintain a good relationship And by doing so, he's biting the bullet on the punishment and just, having to deal with the loss of the 2 draft picks and the, $1 million fine, which that's nothing. It's $1 million. But the draft pick is a big deal, especially it's a first-round draft pick for next year. So we're going to be feeling that. And as much as it sucks, I see where he's coming from, and I do kind of agree with it. But it does suck. And to finish it all off, we have the Bad Blood music video for Taylor Swift's song Bad Blood was released during the Billboard Music Awards. It was a really hyped up video, and I could see why, because there's an outstanding amount of production quality in the video, and they use a lot of special effects, and they got a lot of big name people in the video. But I mean, I wasn't really, a huge fan. I wasn't in love with it. And it was a neat idea. It had a real good Sin City feel, but I don't know. It felt kind of cheesy to me. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't picking it up. But that's just my opinion. You can go ahead and check it out. If you got a different opinion, see how it is. All right. Well, that's all I got for today. Tune in next time. It's been the Daily Dude. I'm out.